Hi, you're watching Talking About. I'm JC Alvarez.
I'm Cara Kilduff.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm actually very excited because we have a guest joining us.
You don't seem excited.
I am excited. Joey Adami's here.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, it's a pleasure.
Oh, thanks for coming, Joey.
Yes.
Thanks for taking some time off of your busy work on thegayreporter.com.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about
It's
the
a
Gay
lot of work.
Reporter.
It's a new website I created because I am a columnist. I started as a column writer for years ago, and I thought it'd be something different to have gay voices as columnists. First story, first person, as opposed to a more general topic of a story, so they can put a lot of themselves in it. And there's not many gay columnists, really. I mean, there's Michael Musto and there's a few others, but not.
He's funny.
He's hilarious. So I wanted to take people that people know in the media and have them give us their voice, how they would do it. Because you see one thing one way, but there's something so different when it's written,
Yep.
in word form. Right. So that's what I always wanted to create, and I finally started it and have a few people coming on, and it's exciting. I mean,
And it's an incredible way and a great way to give forum to a lot of the people that are establishing themselves as role models within our community.
You know what I like about tonight? That we're having educated, literary people on the show that like to use big words occasionally.
that's a facade, actually. It's spell check that does that.
It is. It's like
No,
literate.
it's nice. I just realized
it's like
that.
literate night here on
Yes.
Talking About. Yes, absolutely.
I should have brought my National Enquirer for you to sign. Wait, what's the website again? Gay Hollywood Reporter?
The Gay
That's good if I go to LA.
The Gay Hollywood
I don't
Reporter.
know. What was it?
Thegayreporter.com.
I'm gonna look that shit
Because I'm a
up.
reporter and I'm gay, and I figured the
You're
perfect
gay?
name. I know, hard to believe. I think the watch gave it away.
No, I thought it was your color combination. I was like, oh, he gay.
What's really great about what you're doing also as well is that it really gets you sort of like not only in the forefront as far as like being one of these literary leaders and a voice within the community, but it also connects you to a lot of gay allies because you've interviewed a lot of mainstream
Yes.
celebrities that actually want to talk about.
Yeah, it's very interesting in the gay scope of things that there's so many people are so interested in even producing themselves through a gay channel or network, and it's excellent because we're all coming together, I think, finally, and it's not the stigma of, oh, he's doing a gay show or he's doing a gay editorial. It's, they want to come on. Everybody wants to come together because we're an enormous audience and who spends a lot of money as well.
Yes.
Let's get that out there. I'm not going to lie. Like,
we got
there's,
gay dollars.
yeah, and
That's
people
why you want my
know.
lavender dollar bills.
I mean, funny, I was at, I went to, in Florida, the Gay Days, and we were going down to
I
one of
was
the events.
there.
I know, I saw you there. And there was a bunch of straight people, and we were going into one of the events, and they said, there's so many gay people here. And the wife turned around and said, it's because they spent all the money. And I turned around and I was like, you're right. And it was so funny. And that's what brings the money in. So I think we have a pivotal role we can use for good in media or technology or, in different ways, because we are a massive group, and it's excellent.
And I think also the more that, especially with your column, the more that people are getting messages out there and making gay mainstream,
Right.
it's really helping like young people just see reflections of themselves in the rest of us, in the rest of
That
the
it's
community.
normal. It's not like some shameful
Exactly,
thing.
yeah. Because I mean, it's like when you really think about just in the last 2 years, what we've been experiencing with gay suicides and stuff, you almost wish that there were more voices like us that are out there and in all forms of media, really getting messages out
We're
there.
blessed. We live in a major city, and I still think of those, excuse me, those kids in these small towns where it's hard for us to comprehend, but there's such a small little world out there for these people that all you have might have is the internet. I'm not sure if there's, I'm sure there's national bookstores that sell magazines, but it's still a stigma. And for us, I can't relate to that. So I wanted to bring voices on. I don't want coming out stories. I don't need any of that kind of stuff, but I want the everyday life of a gay writer. So it's a little more interesting, I think, because it doesn't say we're gay. It's about everyday topics.
Yeah.
We happen to be gay.
Well, it lets you
Right.
connect. It lets you
I like
connect.
that.
I think that when, especially like when someone sees, for example, I certainly see it myself when people see our show. they respond to our Facebook and say, oh, that was really important when those mentions were made in the show about when Cara said about that she's going to do this, or she's, things become relatable, is what I'm trying to say. That people see us and they see us doing what we do, and we become something that they can relate to.
There's a term I've always used, it's called fluff and cheesecake, which is
love
celebrity, which is paparazzi, which is events, parties. But as a writer,
it gives you a stomach ache.
It's a lot of work.
much.
You have to really realize what we're here for. I mean, you're an advocate, and you set a precedence for other people to follow, especially the youth. So again, I do all that fun stuff and fluff, and we do pictures, the events, but it really comes down to the importance of what we want to get out there, what we want to say. Because
but you're also an intelligent man, and you have something to say, and you want to share it.
And you have to.
Yep.
Period. I mean, I'm a writer. I've always been a writer.
Yes, we always see Joey on the red carpet covering events.
Yeah, and I love all that. I mean, it's a fun, and people have a certain opinion about that. I wing it, actually. I have my little book with me. I'm like,
what's your process?
He looks very Clark Kent.
No.
Try.
Do you really?
Well, I like it for the fun. It's fun,
You get to play dress up.
Yeah, you do. You become this little personality, and there's a way of speaking to people. It's all conversation.
There's nothing little about our personalities. Let me just say that.
I feel, no matter how old you are, if you have something to say, you have to say.
Why bring up age?
I don't know, because I'm still
what the hell is
23, 24. I've been that for the last 8 years now.
Oh, I was just like, what?
Now, what I also want to bring up that you've also done really, really well. That's the most older folk. Seriously,
as well.
I'll be the first one to say it.
What did you say?
I'll be the first one to bring it out there. But you actually really have kind of put yourself on the radar by utilizing social networking, Facebook, Twitter, something that some of us kind of still have an issue with working. What are your suggestions?
I started Facebook because all my friends had Facebook. It was an easy way to get on and see people's baby pictures and, the whole thing.
I'm putting my baby pictures on Facebook.
Well, they're children's, And after a while, I was like, well, I write, I go to these events, and you start to meet other people, and then you realize this is so much more than what it is. This is a way to get in touch with people that I never would have been able to before. Yes, you have a press pass, yes. But when it comes to Facebook, there's an intimacy there, I think, with certain people that you want to interview. At one time, as you know, I'm sure, getting a guest, you have to go through their PR person, or you have to dig up names, or you get, they're busy. Facebook, if you have the ability through the people you contact, you can get them so much quicker in a different way.
Right.
Because you almost, not that you know them, but you're acquaintances. The people that we see on the carpets and stuff, or at events and such. It's really a great tool if it's used the correct way. I use only mine for media, social events and stuff.
I do too, and sometimes I get actually criticized for just using it to
promote
things that I'm doing.
Right.
And I know some people have actually had their Facebook pages blocked when they've used it in that fashion.
Right.
So it's kind
Really?
of
Yeah.
Oh, Goldie Peacock got hers shut down.
You have to become either there's different levels of who you are. You're a personality, you could be a media person, there's different ways of doing it. I just think it's a great way to get in touch with people who I would never be able to get in touch with before. I made my career as a writer from Facebook. I mean, prior to that, I did things here and there, but with Facebook, you explode, and you have to be very conscious about what you do on Facebook.
Right.
There's
because it is like a walking, living resume.
Right. Exactly.
Of what's going on in your life. And I agree, because you're like one of the people that's on my Facebook that I follow and I check in, because it's sort of like, because we also check in like, hey, you're going to be at that event.
Right, well, what are you wearing? What time am I going to see you there?
We're also like following like what's going to happen at, But it's I agree to use it in that respect, because really it is like a walking, living, breathing resume that people look at. And I know employers that have looked at resumes.
Oh, hell yeah, that's why you got to put your shit on lockdown.
There's, like especially with photos, It's great if I'm at my friend's child's birthday party and I'm wearing a hat, goofing around with the cake, but there's a different level as a writer, as a social person, so that stuff is all blocked for me, They're like, you never put my pictures up. I'm like, I can't. I'm on a, dancing around on a kid's swing. I can't. And the other picture before me is interviewing someone, So, you can make different ones up. You can have like a personal one. But I think if it's used right and correct, it could be a world of excellence. Same thing with Twitter. Twitter's a little different to follow.
Twitter's a little bit more work.
Yes.
Oh, I can't do it.
It's a lot of...
You don't like to twat?
I've never Twittered.
No, but you twatted, I'm sure. It's difficult. It's a lot of pasting and putting through, and at this person, at that person, at this, following this one. I mean, it's the more difficult and more in-depth as opposed to Facebook, but eventually I think Facebook is going to get the same way, because they keep making so many changes to it.
Do you sort of like agree with that sort of idea that Facebook and Twitter are sort of like the new entertainment? that they've taken over they've taken over the place of newspapers and where
Yes.
people get their news.
It is.
Well, there's some people that feel that way about those
mean,
types of sites.
Look at the rotary phone with the long cord. Where did that go? It went to a cell phone. Next
I'm
it'll be
too young
something.
to remember
Next
what
it'll be
that
something
is.
where like it'll be even smaller on your ring. Like hello. And they're getting so small the phones. It's like hold on, I have to open it. Hello. You know what I mean? Like that's the same thing with Facebook. You bought a mag. I was a weekly magazine reader. I still am. I spend at least $50 a month on magazines. I love having the
I
actual.
gotta touch it. Like
Yeah.
books and magazines.
Some people
They're
don't want
dirty.
that. They want to go on.
Chicks wanna know.
You read your headlines and you're done.
Right.
And I think we've lost a lot of actual.
I think that is terrible, though, that people, because they just get like, people have the attention span of
That's what
fleas
happens,
now.
yeah.
Critical thinking skills are out the window.
Well, I mean,
like,
it's self-evident in our news. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
even if you watch our news, now our news reporters are sort of like trying to entertain us. I mean, I love Brian Williams. He's like one of my favorite news reporters.
Right.
But he's got that new show on Monday nights. It's like a magazine type format. And I really honestly don't know if I connected with Brian in that fashion. I prefer Brian when he's sitting behind the desk and giving me the news.
Right.
Like
The
listen,
straight news. Right.
Yeah,
Like,
like
there's a
this is the way.
certain- right.
And I worry sometimes when I check in at 5 o'clock and there's like no one sitting behind that desk with a tie.
Look at Anderson Cooper. He has that new
I
show.
love to look at
He
Anderson
had
Cooper.
the 360.
What I do?
Really? I like him more as like the professional Anderson. I don't go for
You're
the.
saying the talk show Anderson is kind of like not
It's
your
hard
flavor.
for me when you're talking
Yeah.
about Fallujah,
Yeah.
and then we go into one of the
I agree.
housewives. It's very difficult. Or he's getting tanned with Snooki. I mean, did you see that one?
what?
Yeah.
Oh,
He went with
He
the
actually-
tanning salon
he actually
with
was
her.
shirtless on-
Shirtless. He had little shorts on, and she's.
what was the
she's-
point of that?
To get, she's like, you're so white. You're so white. We gotta make you tan. That's what he did.
What did he look like when he was? He must have looked like an
Actually,
Oompa.
they had to do a couple coats, and then he lifted down the C, and he was actually like 3 shades darker. I mean, he looked good. I would have preferred a couple more coats if we're going for that suntan style, but he looked good. It's hard for me to see you do one thing, and then now we're doing this like fun and frolic on the stage. You know?
And we really almost depend, and I'm sure you'll attest to this. Like
Would Walter Cronkite do that? No.
No, maybe you'd have to now.
But we have to almost expect our media people, media personalities, to be able to wear different kinds of hats. It's like
Which is new.
Yeah, which is something that's very new.
It's true.
50s and the 60s and even up to the 70s. They was women, mostly men. They were white. They were staunch, and that's what you got. And people followed that and believed in them. And that's what they said was word.
They told us the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of what we know is the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you have celebrity personalities, you have media personalities, you have so many different things going on. So it's hard to believe sometimes if it's all, you know what I mean? It changes. Like I said, Anderson Cooper. It's hard for me to see him, do one thing and then now it's.
Because he's like serious journalist.
Because you rely on that. That's your
Yeah.
safety and comfort level. What he says is like, all right, I can sleep tonight. I'm safe. In a strange way.
Right.
Then you see him dancing around with Snooki, and it's like.
Or you see him slutting around the meatpacking district when you're trying to have a nice dinner.
That I don't mind, but he's another one. Like, come out already. I'm gonna say it.
Wait, he hasn't yet?
Oh dear. Do you have a preference as far as like?
We just shot that one
Do you have a preference for relating news? Like I really my forte, or what I really like is celebrity interviews. Like I like the one-on-one
me
that happens when you're able to sit down and engage someone that has done something really
It's excellent.
spectacular. Do you have something that you prefer?
I love interviews, but I like interviews as a storyteller. I started as a columnist. I wrote a gay column called Guy Friday. It was about me and 4 of my friends, very much like Sex and the City. And after a time, it got picked up, and I did really well. Then Sex and the City was actually running really well at the same moment, so it was excellent for me. But then we got into this whole like oversaturation of the market of 4 people living in a city, gay, straight. It was so much chick lit, they call that. All those books came out, and then I tanked. So I never did interviews before that, and I had to change what I do as a columnist to get more work. So I started doing
Because
interviews.
you do write from your personality. You write
Right,
so
very
eloquently.
personal,
as your
very personal for
personality.
me. And I did some straight news, what they call it, or news topics, and it was hard for me because I interject so much of myself in it. So I said, let me do interviews, and I started doing interviews. And they're very vocal interviews. I write how I speak, and it's excellent. I did Fran Drescher recently, and it was fantastic. There's a lot of fun people.
So you had to put in all the sound effects.
I had to do a lot of it was great. And she was so much fun because she has her personality. I think
She seems like she would be fun.
yeah.
And you want to do that. Like when you do a celebrity interview, you want to bring their personality.
That's what it is.
Their humanity.
You want to bring their sort of like
a connection.
their emotion into what you're writing.
And I
what
think
you
you have
what
to
you're
have
doing.
that connection.
Let's let everyone know where they can check out the gayreporter.com.
I'm on that.
And anything else that you have coming up that people
I'm
can check
shooting
you
a
out?
new show in DC. We're shooting for the Turn On Spot. It's a TOS network. It's called Joey Inc. And that's coming up. It's all about basically me as the gay reporter. So we're going to be,
You're so cute.
Really?
It's about me.
I don't, it's interesting
says
how.
it
Look how excited he is. You are so cute. You're like a little kid.
I know, I'm 36 and it's, it's,
Adorable.
I get excited because, when you love something as much as you love, you give me another position. I could be an astronaut, whatever you want me to be president. It wouldn't excite me. But give me a typewriter, a manual typewriter, which I've used for years.
Really?
And roll it up, and that sound, that I love it.
Because it's
I have
that
to do
tactile thing.
I have to do the internet now, and the laptop, but
You're going to have to explain to people what typewriters are.
I just can't lug it around the train. It's not a cute look. It's like,
Yes, it is.
it's so heavy.
If you wear a cool pair of glasses, like, who's that guy?
I do wear glasses, and I just actually got on
See?
DSL. The network that I'm working with made me get on DSL because I was so outdated. I have a rotary phone. I like old school.
He's very old school, but he's certainly bringing the new age of media, like the rest of us, to the
Just give me a
forefront.
fedora in the news, the gay
And-
reporter.
And we're so happy that Joey is one of the voices out there in
Adorable.
gay media doing the stuff that we all value so much.
I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for
Thank you
being
very
a part
much.
of
Yeah,
our
thank you for coming.
of our entertainment this evening.
Yes.
Because there's so much going on.
Pushing people with bags and whatnot.
thegayreporter.com. Check it out. We'll certainly throw to that on our website, www.talkingabout.info, for past episodes of us.
And I have your show on my site.
Exactly.
We linked up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, snap. We hooked up.
I know. It's all the news that's
Oh.
fit to print.
That's how I felt like I had knew you already.
We go way back.
I was wasted that night. I'm sorry.
Well.
Stop. You guys are both bad influences on me. What the hell?
And in this last minute,
Yeah.
let's just let everyone know that we're if you have any questions, comments, please just send us your notes on Facebook. We're on Facebook. Everyone's on Facebook. Let us know if you want to see anything particular, anything special. We're here.
Tell us what's on your mind.
Tell us what's on your mind, and
We can have a dialogue.
thank you to our guest Joey for coming on
Thank you
down.
very much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And,
Thank you
you're
for
welcome.
the platform.
You're welcome anytime.
I'll be here next week. On my own couch.
He's gonna stake out a claim on the
Covered in
couch.
fun fur.
That's not really me.
Hey, I'm
Being
JC
inside.
Alvarez.
Oh, I'm car killed up. Sorry.
This has been Talking About. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful evening.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
What the heck is that all about?
What?